Welcome to the Unspun Cut Out and Keep guide on how to Brexit. This week I'm going to show you how to control your borders. Theresa May has made it clear that her version of Brexit involves ending the freedom of movement of EU nationals in and out of Britain. There are two main ways of controlling immigration. The first way is controlling the quantity or number of immigrants, which we should do because Britain is famously full. We know that Britain is full because it once took Nigel Farage 6 hours to get to Wales on the M4, which he put down to our open-door immigration policy rather than traffic and his shit sat-nav. Despite Nigel's hard evidence, the facts suggest Britain might not be actually full. For instance, of England's entire landmass, only 1.1% is actually houses. Up to 2% is golf courses. Nearly twice as much land is taken up by golf courses as houses. So if Britain is full of anything, it's full of men driving around in little cars, wearing stupid trousers, saying things like, "Roger, you bastard!" People like Nigel Farage. Some people say it's not about being physically full, it's more to do with the burden that EU migrants put on our services like the NHS. In 2014, migration from the EU cost the NHS £160 million. For context, in the same year, the increasing number of British pensioners cost the NHS an additional £1.4 billion. So, if we're trying to get rid of the greatest economic burden, the only logical thing to do would be deport all the pensioners. It would hugely increase the flow of movement on British pavements and would lead to a net decrease of 90% in people walking into rooms and forgetting what they came in for. The second way of controlling immigration is about the kind of immigrants, or as Nigel Farage likes to say, the quality of immigrants. Nigel also says we should use the Australian points-based system for UK immigration, because no one's tougher on immigration than the Aussies. Except we already do use the Australian points-based system for non-EU immigrants. This system awards an applicant points based on qualifications, expected earning, language skills and how much money they have. In other words, are you clever? Can you pay us money? Have you got money? Give us your fucking money. The idea is to roll it out for EU migrants, which sounds reasonable. But if you were hoping that will bring the quantity down, you might be surprised to find that even with freedom of movement, last year, more people came into the UK from outside the EU than from inside it. And the Australians, who already use the point system for everyone, let in more immigrants per capita than we do. They let in 8 people per 1,000, we let in 4 people per 1,000. So we're twice as tough as the world leaders on tough immigration. Start finding out we're better at football than Spain, or more racist than South Africa. And our existing migrants actually benefit the economy. Quantifying the exact figures is difficult, but a number of reputable studies show that the 3.3 million EU migrants in the UK contribute more to the economy than they take out. According to a recent study, immigration to the UK has already slowed since the referendum. So, if less people who contribute financially come into the country, we need to stop worrying about people leaving and sending our whole economy down the tubes. We shouldn't be looking to Australia for inspiration, but North Korea. A country which, quite sensibly, regards unauthorised departure as an act of treason. Individuals caught emigrating or helping others to cross the border illegally are detained in political penal labour colonies. It's the inspiration that Britain has been looking for all along, and the sensible answer to our immigration policy after we leave the EU. Oh, and more importantly, if you want to get to Wales by motorway, the M4 usually gets congested around Reading services after 4 p.m. So instead of blaming immigrants, come off at Maidenhead, get on the A40, head down the A420 and rejoin the M4 at Swindon. That's how you control your borders.